And I've been studying Monterey Bay for almost 50 years. We've been looking at coastal erosion for a long time, and one of the things we discovered was the southern part of the bay was undergoing rapid erosion. And we discovered as we looked at the sand mining records that they had been mining 20 to 30,000 dump truck loads. And when you take that off the beach, something's got to happen. The waves got to find some more sand someplace else. So we actually looked at the erosion rates along the South Bay, which was almost exactly how much was being mined. So it seemed like more than a coincidence.
The currently operating sand mine in Marina, they have a dredge pond. They have a dredge out on the back of the beach that has dredged out a pond, and they basically pump the sand from the dredge back up into the factory and process it. This process has done a tremendous amount of damage to the dunes, beaches, and coastline of southern Monterey Bay. The taking out of sand has increased the coastal erosion rates. A study in 2006 by the U.S. Geological Survey showed that the rates of erosion in the dunes of Monterey Bay near the sand mine were some of the highest in the state.
On top of that, sea level is rising, so it's going to keep moving inland as well. So we have a significant issue, and what it's led to in the case of Stillwell Hall was removal. In the case of the Monterey Beach Hotel and Ocean Harbor House, has been, major seawalls. So that's what we see today as a result of this mining operation.
And revetments and seawalls have two substantial impacts to the coast. One is that there's a placement loss. When you pile a bunch of rocks on a beach to protect something in the back of the beach, you lose that beach and people can't recreate. You start to lose habitat for shorebirds. You reduce the amount of kelp that can deposit on the beach, which feeds a whole sandy beach ecosystem, and you lose the ability to walk along the beach over time.
Protest aims to bring fresh attention to an environmental dispute in Monterey County. It is all about a cement manufacturer's long-standing practice of taking tons of sand from a beach in Marina. KPIX5's Kit Doe shows us what protesters did today.
We're up against probably the largest construction firm in the entire globe.
Kevin Miller is the chair of the local chapter of the Surfrider Foundation and says Cemex has never released how much sand it actually mines.
That sand doesn't belong to them. That sand is a public good. It's what is used to build beaches in southern Monterey Bay, and no one has a right to prevent that sand from replenishing our beaches and shoreline.
In Marina, Kit Doe, KPIX5.
It's critical that the City of Marina and the California Coastal Commission and concerned community groups do what we can to remedy the ongoing loss of our dunes from the Cemex sand mining plant, because just in the City of Marina, the best available information is that we've lost 75 acres of land due to the erosion occurring as a result of the Cemex sand mining. So it's an environmental justice issue that a city with a diverse working class population is losing land to industry that supports a lot of growth and development around the world, actually. But the impact is being concentrated on a small city of a diverse working population.
So it's a growing issue among my constituents around the Monterey Bay.
Really nice.
If there's no sand mining, this beach would be growing. That's the reason it's eroding, and it's the highest erosion rate in all of California.
Pump your fist, cease and desist. Pump your fist, cease and desist.
I think it's a very important issue that as people who are constantly working to take care of our natural environment, keep our beaches open and accessible to all Californians, in fact, all visitors to California. These are shared resources. These are resources for for all Californians. And I know it's difficult to watch that amount of sand leave a particular area every year. So I feel it's our responsibility, my responsibility as a legislator, to be paying attention, to work with all of the stakeholders in this issue, and hopefully come to a resolution sooner rather than later.
And then perhaps maybe the greatest cost from the sand mine is the fact that it's going to make adapting to climate change in the area a lot more expensive. So a lot more seawalls have to get put in, and they have to get put in sooner. And these are extremely expensive projects. All the kind of coastal adaptation and resilience measures that have to be, essentially sped up, and also at a greater magnitude because of all the sand coming out of the system, again in the many millions of dollars. And so our really kind of back of the envelope estimates made it clear that the costs of the sand mine to the community are just incredibly high. And now I can take that hat off, that academic hat, and talk as a citizen who's lived here for almost a quarter century. And the fact that we have, the only coastal sand mine in the United States is in a national marine sanctuary, and literally responsible for 50% of the degradation of some of the most amazing beaches in Central California. I just think that's just a crazy scenario. And I think the legal issues are pretty clear now that this is not it's not legal. I've read enough to know that I think the Coastal Commission's action to shut down the sand mine is warranted. I think they should expedite that.
A simple engineering calculation finds Cemex is mining at an annual rate of approximately 380,000 cubic yards per year, which is over a 70% increase above what was previously reported. This is a violation of the Coastal Act by significantly increasing activity without obtaining a permit, piled on top of all their other violations without permits. This amount of mining will result in a loss of 14 acres of coastal land annually. This is assuredly the largest anthropogenic impact on all the California coast. This impact has a simple mitigation: close the Cemex sand mining operation now. Thank you.
Thank you.
The question then obviously will become what happens to that land, whether we conserve it, whether we develop it, whether we add it to state or regional parks in a way that the community feels is most appropriate for all the work that's gone to protect the Monterey Bay area.
One of the things that I think we should all be concerned about is the beach is really a public resource, for us, our children, our grandchildren. And in the case of this Cemex mine, we are actually hauling off 200,000 or 300,000 cubic yards of sand a year. It's a public resource by a private company which is selling the sand to make a profit. Is that right? I don't think so.
Well, we had a very successful protest today here at the Cemex operations. We're very excited about it. It really shows community support. And so in terms of next steps and rally to action, make sure you talk to your city council people, get them to write letters to the State Lands Commission, talk to the people at the Coastal Commission, and just keep coming out and supporting your protest against the operation of the Cemex facility.
Close it down!
Great!